Hey, what's going on, gamers? AK40 Kevin here. Unfortunately, my time with the Razer Wolverine Ultimate has come to a close. I just did my final comprehensive review of it, as I have logged about 30 to 40 hours on this bad boy behind the sticks, and I was just super impressed by it. Just overall, just extremely premium. However, I still have the love of my life here, my beautiful Xbox One Elite. So I'm going to do a direct comparison between these, as they are both $150, and these are the direct competitors for each other in the premium flagship Xbox One controller realm. Let's get it.
Oh, Nelly!
So first of all, just starting with the carrying cases. You know what, actually let's backtrack. Let's go to the boxes. So I've done unboxings of both of these. I will have links to that down in the description so you can see exactly what the packaging look like, the instructions, all that good stuff. But both of them, they're premium. So everything down to the packaging and the way these are padded for shipping just screams premium. So moving on from that, the carrying cases. Now they're both very nice. They're both extremely similar. They both hold the controllers in there perfectly. They both have a solution for your stashing your wires or whatnot. They also have your accessories in here. This comes with 2 exchangeable thumbsticks and an extra D-pad. They're magnetized. The Elite comes with 4 additional thumb pads, an extra D-pad, and another circular D-pad, which isn't in the picture here, but I'm sure if you guys have seen the Elite unboxing, it was in that video. Again, these are magnetized, so it makes switching your accessories on the fly a real breeze. They both come with a braided cable. This is the one for the Xbox One. There is a black one for the Razer. Which is already in here because I'm packing her up to go bye-bye. But all in all, I mean, both these cases are going to protect your beautiful controller. However, I'm going to have to go ahead and give it to the Razer for this one. Not only do I like the Razer logo emblazoned on there a little bit more than the Xbox One, but also the material. This is a really smooth, soft, velvety material, and this is just kind of a scratchy mesh, so it kind of came down to the material with this one. But as far as included accessories, as I did compare what comes with this one, what comes with this one, I have to give it to the Elite. It comes with additional sticks. It also comes with 2 domed sticks, which are very soft to the touch. This one has 1 dome stick, which is a weird, just, you know, odd number. I don't know why they wouldn't have a matching stick. And also, it doesn't feel as plush or as soft as the... You can probably even see a difference. Yeah, these ones are just a lot smoother. So I'm going to go ahead and give the included accessories to the Xbox One Elite. Now we're going to move on to ergonomics, so how the controller feels in your hand. So these both come with padded backs. So this really soft rubber material on the Xbox One Elite. Mine does have Alcantara grips from Schweddy's on there, but I'm not taking that into consideration. I'm just pretending that these aren't here because this is a comparison of a stock Elite. But these have these rubber padding on here, which feels pretty darn good and gets you a good grip on your controller. This one also has rubber grips, but these are ergonomically just, they feel better in your hand. Between the grips being more ergonomically cut out and then the paddles being a little bit better of a design to where they're out of your way when you're gripping the controller, I have to give the ergonomics to the Razer Wolverine Ultimate. They're close because they both feel really good in the hand, but honestly, holding this thing is a joy. Next, we're going to go on to the controls. So how the analog sticks feel, how the ABXY buttons feel, the triggers, the buttons, basically the satisfaction of hitting those buttons. Now, this does have a kit on it, a button kit, which doesn't really change the pressing characteristics, just the cosmetic looks of it. But honestly, both these have trigger locks in the back. But with the paddles, the top paddles installed, the trigger locks are kind of a bitch to get to, as where on this one, the trigger locks I think are in a much more convenient layout. I also do think that the paddles are a much better design, as they are out of your way, but when you do want to use them, they're all easily accessible at any time, which is fantastic. These paddles are also great, but they're in your way. When you're holding on the controller regularly, your fingers hit them and sometimes I accidentally touch them. However, these are not removable, and these ones are magnetized. So they just pop out, they have a little slot in there to go into, and you can mix and match. You could have like one down there and one up there. You could even put, you know, like a short one down there. So that's really cool. These are also mappable, of course. All these paddles are mappable. This one is done through the Xbox settings. There is an actual app for this because it is a licensed Microsoft product. This one, however, you will need to use the button right there that lets you remap on the fly. So if you want to change one of these paddles or one of these bumper buttons to X, you would just hit that, then the button you want to change, and then the button you want to change it to, and you're good to go. So the sticks obviously feel fantastic on both of these. I mean, it's a direct draw. They're both have a nice weight to them. They snap back. They're just, you know, they're analog sticks. They're premium analog sticks. It's what you'd come to expect from a $150 controller. However, this is where things get a little bit tricky and a little different. So I do like the paddles more on this one. Even though they're not removable, they don't really need to be because they're out of the way all the time. As are these ones, if you're not using them for a particular game, you're going to want to take them off because they bump your hand when you're just trying to hold it normally. Trigger locks, better location on here. And this has two additional buttons that that the Elite does not have. And they are also in a very convenient location. They aren't in the way when you're playing, but when you do need to touch them, they're there. And then finally, this is probably the game changer here, is the ABXY buttons have this insane soft touch where you barely need to apply any pressure for them to register, and it has this, like, hopefully you can hear that, just satisfying click, which is just insane. Also, the home button feels a lot better on this one. It's got a resistance to it, and it's also a smooth domed button design. Just feels really good on the hand. The D-pad I do think feels a little bit better on here, but not by much. So all in all, controls, I have to give it to the Razer Wolverine. Also, both controllers have two customizable modes where you can have different maps or presets. And with this one, with the Wolverine, you press this button here to switch between the two profiles. And with the Elite, there's a little toggle here that lets you switch between profile 1 and 2, which are fully customizable. So if you have one for like a racing game and then one for a shooter, or even for the same game, but you want slightly different sensitivity on the analog sticks for sniping or something like that, you can do that with both of these controllers. Customizability, this is pretty important factor for somebody like myself that likes to customize controllers and hates looking at a stock controller that everyone else has the same version of. So there is very, very, very minimal, if any, customization for the Wolverine. They don't have a store of customizable parts or anything like that. So if you do want to customize this, you're looking at doing it yourself, taking off the faceplate, spraying it, doing whatever you want to do. So customizability, not so much here. This one has, you know, button kits and just a huge inventory of upgradable parts. So hands down, customizability goes to the Xbox controller. The main reason for that is it's a registered Microsoft product, so all the parts from the regular Xbox controllers, the Type S and the Type X, they all are interchangeable with this. So faceplates, you can find them on Amazon, stuff like that. Just a whole slew of parts to make it, you know, a custom controller, basically. Now, convenience factor. This comes down to battery life and its usability, playability, any issues that have arisen. So this honestly has to go to the Xbox One Elite, and the main reason for that is this is a wired controller. Yes, this is a wired controller. As I mentioned in my review, if they were to just go wireless with this and change a couple things, this honestly I think would be my new favorite, and this would, you know, get on the back burner. But because of the fact that this is wired, and you know, also I have rechargeable batteries for this, so I don't have to worry about constantly going through batteries or anything. The convenience factor of having wireless is just so much better there. They both have stereo output and a actually no, this one only has a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. This one has a 3.5 and a stereo adapter for other accessory blocks. So because of that and being wireless, Xbox One Elite for convenience factor. So as far as value or bang for buck, these are both $150. However, this is always consistently $150 on Amazon, and this one I have seen fluctuate between like $130 and $160. So if you can potentially pick up one of these for like $130, this might actually be a better value. But if you're somebody like me that hates wires and is serious about customizing, then you're still going to want to look at the Elite. So for value, it's going to be a draw because these are both averaging at $150 and they're both worthy of that price point. So in conclusion, I'm being completely unbiased as I do own this controller and I do love it and everything, but I have spent a lot of time with the Wolverine Ultimate here, and it's a fantastic controller. But as mentioned in my review, if they would include a way to turn off the RGB lighting, which is off right now because the controller's not plugged in, but turn the RGB lighting off from the controller so at night when it's very bright and disorienting you could just turn it off, that'd be great. If they could make it go wireless and include a couple more accessories to, you know, match out with this, like maybe have, I don't know, 2 dome thumbsticks like a normal person, then yeah, I would say that this would be honestly top dog. But because of those things that are deal breakers for me, there's minimal customizability here, it's wired, the RGB can't be turned off, it only includes 1 dome stick, and these are not compatible with like this style of magnetic thumbsticks. See, they're a little bit different, so it's not like you can swap these over to here or anything, so that's kind of a bummer that they didn't really include all the accessories that you need. But because of those, I am going to have to give this one the overall title as best Xbox One controller on the market in the $150 price range. Wow, I was wondering why those weren't going on there. They were mixed matched. It has to go to the Elite, and I'm not saying that because I'm an Elite owner and, you know, I love this thing because I like this a lot too. Don't get me wrong. I'd be happy to own this controller, but between being wired and just the little things that I mentioned, I have to give it to the Elite because it has everything that I personally need as a gamer, and it's just extremely convenient, and it's just a great looking controller, a great performing controller, and yeah, it's fantastic.